Welcome back and a happy new year to everybody. So today we're going to do a 3D illusion for 2025. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark out an irregular shaped rectangle. So from the top of your paper, draw down 5 centimeters and make another mark 5 centimeters, just so that we know we're going in square. Draw a line across. I've done 19 centimeters across. I'm going to make the 4 numbers of the year 4 centimeters wide. I'm leaving a gap of 1 centimeter in between. And then what I've done is I've come down at an angle. I haven't measured out the angle, but the angle on the other side, as you've noticed, is actually steeper. So again, I've just come down with a steeper angle, and then again we're going to draw a line. To get this part correct, just come up from the bottom of your paper. I came up 7 centimeters on this side, 7 centimeters on that side, and then you can draw your line across there. So now we're going to draw lines down, which will be our boxing for the numbers. And obviously it's not going to be the same distance from here to here as it is from here to here, because the bottom line is smaller than the top line. So again, you're going to have to guess, and that's the whole point of this. We don't really want to get into protractors and this, that, and the other. You want to just be able to sit down and have a go yourself. So we're going to come in slightly, so the top is going to be bigger than the bottom. Draw the line, and then draw the next line again, coming in a little bit. And then the same with this one, just coming in a little bit. Next one, we've got the gap here. Bring the gap in at the bottom, so I'm just leaving a little bit wider here, and I'm bringing it in a little bit narrower here. And then the next one, I'm bringing this one in, again a little bit narrower at the bottom, and then again a little bit narrower at the bottom. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a 2 in here, a 0 in here, a 2 in here, and a 5 in here. Mark here 3 centimeters down, mark on the other side 3 centimeters down, my 2 to start from around here. Because you've now got your boxing, all you've got to do is do some curling around like this, and do the same thing on this side, curling around here. This is going to come straight down like so, and obviously it's going to start curling around this way. Until you're happy. The same kind of shape I've got for the 2. Going to do very similar at the bottom, like so. You know this is 4 centimeters across here, so let's see, because that thing, so 1 3/4. There we go. Slap bang in the middle of position, 1/2 centimeter, dead bang in the middle of that dot I've drawn there. And then I've got some idea that I'm going to be central. You can draw your line. Oops. You can come across. I like to just sometimes just use my pencil and my hand and come across, but you can do it with a ruler. I've brought in the bend around there, so again I can use that for the bend there. It's all about referencing all of the time. Put in the rounded bit here, rounded bit here as well. Come across to here, where did we turn it? Around there. So just try and keep that bit parallel. Again, reference across here, up there. So it's pretty much coming down straight and then turn around there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Start from the top. I'm going to curl around the 5 and curl around the bottom. So now we're going to add some angles to make our numbers 3-dimensional. So add one here, which would be at this point here where the 2 meets the straight line, and add 1 here at the very top of our 2, and then you're going to come across at the top here, and we're going to go up. We're going to try and follow as much as we can the shape of our 2. Bring it round, and you can bring out a reference point. We can rub this one out later to here, so that you can then bring this one up, and then we're going to do the same thing in here. We're going to sweep this round, joining it up with this line we've done here, and then when we've done that, we can join it up like so. Keep your angles roughly the same, and add a little one at the back here. I'm going to come up and not that far up and over. We're doing there, like so, that point there, like so, that point there, and then you've got, obviously, this is just like a reference here. And again, just copy what you did on the other side here, bringing this round, and this will sweep, and it would disappear behind the 0. And keep to the same angle. There we go so far. Before we start shading, if you want to, you can rub out some of the unnecessary lines that we don't need anymore. Now if you've got a thicker pencil, or you've got a softer pencil, you can use that to start shading in. With every object, obviously, we've got the light coming from one direction and a shadow being cast in another direction. So we're going to start shading in the back of the numbers, presuming our light source is coming from the front. And of course, this is what gives us the really good 3D effect. So let's get shading. I've gone back to using charcoal, which I don't like to use for certain things because it makes such a mess, but the charcoal gives a really good depth of colour. Charcoal, my arch enemy. Once we've done the very darkest shading, we're going to add a lighter shade in to the front of the letters that will be in partial shade. So the real highlights are going to be coming down from the top. And here I'm just using the edge of the ruler so I can shade really quickly without going over the lines. Once you have shaded in the front, you can then use your smudge stick. These are really good. Piece of tissue, you don't want to touch the charcoal, you want to do that separately. I'm going to get the smudge stick again, and I'm just going to go over the charcoal lightly. I'm not good working with charcoal. With the B, I'm just going to add some more shading, slightly going up and over. So I'm just going to add a little bit more depth and shading at the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit more shading to the top. I'll add a little bit more in the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit of shading around the bottom of our picture. It would be casting a shadow on the ground. We bleed the same I've measured 9 centimetres from here to here, and the same on the other side. And then I know it's nice and parallel, and then I can draw a line on either side, and a little middle section there. And then get the scissors, and we're going to cut it out. And then when you've cut it out, we can have a look at the finished product.